This is a question involving ratio and also percentages. And so we're on question 3 now. And it says that Carlo's putting tins into either small boxes or large boxes. It says that each small box can have 6 tins and each large box can have 20 tins. And he's putting a total of 3,000 tins into the boxes. So we're splitting the 3,000 are either going into the small boxes or the large boxes. And we're given the ratio of the tins in small boxes to the tins in large boxes. And also it says that Carlo says that less than 30% of the boxes filled with tins are large boxes. So we've got to calculate if he's correct. So this is one of these word problems which can be very difficult to try and make sense of. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to decide how many of these 3,000 tins go into either a small box or a large box. And to do that, I'm going to use this ratio. So I'm going to, if I add that ratio together, first of all, that would mean I've got 2 plus 3 would give me 5 parts. And that's equal to the 3,000 tins. And I need to find out what, first of all, what one part is worth. So how many tins are in one part. And to do that, I'm just going to use my calculator. So I'm just going to divide the 3,000 by 5. So because we're on the calculator paper, that's why I'm doing it this way, because there's no point in taking any chances of making any mistakes. So we've got 600 is what one part is. And then because we want to know how many go in the small boxes, so the small boxes is the 2 parts part of the ratio. So in the small ones, we've got 2 parts, and that's going to be 600 times 2, which we could use a calculator for, but that's going to be 1,200. And in the big boxes, that's the 3 part of the ratio. So we know that 3 parts is going to be 3 times this 600. So 3 times 600, which is going to give me 1,800. And then we need to find out how many small boxes are filled and how many big boxes are filled. And to do that, in the case of the small boxes, we know that 1,200 tins have been put into small boxes, and we know that 6 tins will fill one small box. So the number of small boxes is going to equal the total number of tins in small boxes, which is 1,200, divided by the number of tins that will fill a small box. So it's 1,200 divided by 6, and I can use the calculator for that if I want. So let's do that. So we've got 1,200 divided by 6, and we get 200. So what that's telling me is that there are 200 small boxes. And we can do a similar approach for the number of large boxes. So we know that we've just calculated that 1,800 tins are going in the large boxes. So we can divide that 1,800 by the number of tins that go into each large box, which has nearly just gone off the screen there. That's 20 tins per large box. So that means I'm going to divide that 1,800 by 20, and we'll do this without the calculator. So we cross off a 0 there, and then that will leave us with 180 divided by 2, which is 90. So that's telling me that in fact we've got 200 small boxes and we've got 90 large boxes. So we can now work out what the total number of boxes is just by adding those two figures together. So if we do that, 200 plus 90 will give me 210. 290. So I've got 290 boxes in total. And the actual question, the sort of main part of the question is to say, is Carlo correct in saying that less than 30% of the boxes filled are large boxes? So what we need to do is we need to find out what percentage are the large boxes of the total amount. So what percentage is the large, or maybe I should say are rather than is, but is the large boxes of the total? And so to do that, we can just make a fraction out of the 90, the number of large boxes, out of the total, which is 290, and then just times that by 100, and that'll give me the answer as a percentage. So I'm just going to use the calculator again for that one. So I've got 90, in fact I'm going to use the fraction button. So there we go, fraction button's there. So 90 on top of the fraction, navigation keys, and move down to the bottom of the fraction, 290, and then I'm just going to multiply all of that by 100, and you can see that's giving it me as a improper fraction. But in fact, what I can do is just use the SD button there, and that'll convert it to a decimal, which is the form we want it as a percentage. So we've got 31.03%. And that's if I'm rounding it up to 2 decimal places. 31.03%. So the question was, is he right in saying that less than 30% of the boxes are large boxes? And the answer is he's wrong, because it's actually more than 30%. So to get all the marks, we do need to say that. So we need to say Carlo is wrong, because in fact over 30% were large boxes. And that's it, we've done the question there. So I hope that's been helpful to you, and if it has, please consider subscribing to our channel and also giving the video a thumbs up. Thanks for watching.